Okay, so here is a chess situation given in this diagram at the top. And the question then asked is, in this position above, there are two options. White can mate in one move. Is it true? Or the option two, which is white cannot mate. So playing as a white in this particular position, there are a few white pieces. We can notice them, right? All of the white pieces. And here is the black king at the top. So playing as whites in this particular position, is it possible for the white to make next move such that it is a checkmate? It is a checkmate on the black king here. Can the white team make the next move to put the black king under checkmate? Is the question. I mean, is the truth we have to check? Is it the truth or not? Or the white cannot mate in the next move. And if there is a mate as part of the question, we also have to answer it by drawing the arrow to show the move. So basically, we have to figure out what exactly that move will be, which white can make to put the black king here under check and also mate. Okay, so let's figure this out. We have created the same setup in the board editor below at the bottom. You can notice as, and please notice here that here is the black king, the target at the h8 position. So this is the black king. There are a few other black pieces such as the black queen, pawns, and the black bishops. And there is one black rook. Notice there is no black knight. And similarly for whites, we have two pawns, in fact, three pawns, one knight, one rook, and one queen, right? So if we notice the neighborhood and this actual square of the black king carefully, we notice that to attack this, right? Since we have a knight here and it's not that far from the black king, so yes, it looks like there might be a possibility to create a check using the white knight, and knight can basically jump over the neighborhood pieces, which is these, right? So king is basically, the direct line to king is blocked in this row with this black queen and in this diagonal with this black pawn. But if we use the white knight, these two can be jumped over, right? And since knight looks in the close vicinity to this king, it looks possible that this white knight can be used to create a attack on this black king. And other pieces, we notice the pawns. These two pawns at the bottom, they are really really far away from the black king. So, and one of them is blocked here and other one is free to move, but moving them will not put this black king under check at all. And third pawn, this pawn is nearby but it's in the same line as this in the same column as this king, so it will not be able to capture in the same column. So this pawn is no threat right now. And the other two remaining pieces are this rook at the top, uh, which basically can move either vertically or horizontally, and the king can be attacked by a rook only in the like horizontal or vertical columns and not the diagonals. So this rook, if it has to attack this black king, the only possible way for this rook to move is to move all the way to right and capture this black queen, because otherwise it the black queen is a blocker. But move all the way to the right to capture this black queen, and then the rook puts the king to its right under direct check, right? So only possible way this rook can move to create a check is this move. The rook can move all the way down, it does not create a check that way. It can move all the way to the left, it does not create a check because this black queen still remains a blocker in that case. Only possible move for the rook to create a check is to move to the right, capture this black queen, and then it's a check. So we saw that there looks like a possibility to create check using the knight. Let's figure that out. And we have one more piece remaining, which is the white queen. here, and we'll talk about it. But first, let's go back to the white knight right here. So white knight, if it has to capture, it can actually move. It should actually move towards the king, and the only possible way for it to move towards the king right now is basically two spots, which is all the way like this. It captures this square, or start and all the way like this. It captures this square. And we see among these two, the only square which creates an attack on the black king from the knight is this one, right? Not this one. If the white knight moved to this square, the king is right next to it, and it is not under attack from this horse, from this knight. So the only possible way for this white knight is to move to this new square, and if it moves there, it is actually putting this king under attack because it can move like this and attack the king. So white knight moves to this position, it is a check on the king. And we saw that white rook moving to this position to capture black queen is a check on this. So we have figured out two ways to put a check on the black king, and the third possible piece which is remaining is this white queen, right? This white queen, right? This white queen can attack this king here from three direction, either from the row or from the diagonal or from the column, right? And for this queen, there is no possible way for it to come into this diagonal, capture the pawn here, and attack the uh, king in the next move. It is on this particular diagonal direction, not on this. So for this queen, it is not possible for it to move like this and capture the black pawn and attack the king. So this is blocked. There is no possible move from the white queen to the black queen directly, right? As a single move. So it cannot come here and capture the black queen and then put the king under attack. So only way is to come from here, and come from here in a way that there is no blockages. So only possible remaining squares are these two, but the white queen is not in a position to come here, right? It is blocked, and also there is no direct accessibility. So only possible square that white queen come to is here, and yes, this square is open for the white queen to capture. So white queen can move all the way here and put this king under attack, right? That is the only way for the white queen here to create an attack on the black king. So we figured out three possible ways. First one, with the knight here, if we move the knight like this, we create an attack or check on the king, right? Second one is use the rook to move to the right and capture the black queen and then put the king under attack. And third one is using the queen, move it all the way up, capture this square, and then put the king under attack. Which one of these, or if any, which one of these is a checkmate move, or none of them are? Let's try to find this out. And one thing that we should notice is, right, whatever, uh, like whenever we create an attack using knight, rook, or we should try to think about creating an attack which is such that if one the new positions that any one of them which will move to, that new position is further protected by uh, white pieces. So the likelihood of then neutralizing that possible attack by killing these white pieces on their new squares are really really down, right? So let's first try to think of the attack from the rook. We move all the way to the right to capture the queen, and it is putting check on the black king. Now, how then the black team can evade this attack or neutralize it? Can they do it by killing this checking piece, right? If they kill it, then there is nothing put attacking the king, and the king is safe, so the check is neutralized. It's not a checkmate. Is it possible for the black to kill this particular checking piece, which is the rook? And yes, it looks like, because this particular position is not protected by any white piece. There is no white piece which is protecting this particular square, and there are two black pieces which can move here to attack. One is this black bishop here, black bishop here, this black bishop can move diagonally because it has an open line of attack on this rook. It can move all the way from here to here to kill this rook and neutralize the attack. So this attack, this check move is not a checkmate, right? Alternatively, king could also move to kill the rook because this new square is not under attack from the white side. It is a legal move for the king to make, and the check would be neutralized in that case as well. So using the rook to create the check on king is not going to lead to a checkmate we saw. So going back to the original position here, the other two checking moves were first, one of them was to use the knight and then move the knight over here and put the black king under check, right? So as we now see, is it possible for the black team to neutralize this attack? Can they kill this checking piece? Because as soon as they kill it, the king is not under attack anymore and the king is saved. So we see that this particular bishop also attacks this knight in this new square that it moved to. So the black can then just move the bishop, and moving the bishop is allowed because it's not creating any more danger to the black king. So if the black bishop is moved to kill or capture the knight in the next move, the attack is neutralized. So that is not a checkmate. The only remaining move is to then use this queen and move it all the way here, as we figured out earlier, to create the check on the king. Now this particular square, let's notice one particular thing about it, that this square is it protected by any other white piece, which is yes. Is this square is protected by the knight here, right? So if this square is protected by the knight here, right? And let's notice one more thing. It to kill this, right? To kill this, they won't use the king. Black cannot use the king to kill this. Even though they are next to each other, black cannot use the king to kill it, and black cannot move out of it because it is blocked in all direction. It cannot move to kill it because this then puts the black under direct attack from the knight. So the only way to actually get out of this attack is move the black queen here to kill this white queen. But we see that as soon as we move the black queen here, the line of attack from the white rook to the king is open. So actually this black queen here, it is pinned to this position because moving it away from this row down below to capture this white queen, it opens the line of attack from the rook here, right? So this queen cannot be moved. So black cannot kill the white queen, it cannot block the attack. There is no possible way for king to flee out of this situation, and we say this is actually a checkmate. So yes, there is a way to create a checkmate uh, using the queen, moving it all the way to here, and that is a checkmate. So if I have to answer this question above here, I would select the option number 1, which is the white can mate in one move. And yes, my particular move is to move the queen all the way to h7, and in the diagram above, queen from c2 all the way up to h7, and this is a checkmate. So let's quickly check the answer, and it says yes, white can mate in one move. And it also gave us the reason black queen is pinned, which we figured out. This black queen is pinned, so if white queen moves here, it captures it, opens the line of attack from the rook, and it cannot do that. So yeah, thank you.